Hola, en esta ocasión vamos a iniciar con la siguiente lección, Lesson 6.4. We're going to solve system of equations by elimination. And in the book, we'll learn that the use of addition or subtraction to eliminate one variable in a system of equations is called elimination. Elimination is an algebraic method you can use to solve a system of equations. If you remember the past lesson, Lesson 6.3, gave us the option of solving system of equations by substitution. Now we're going to use elimination to solve a system of equations. And we're going to jump to example number 1. In example number 1, it says, solve a system of equations by elimination. Right here, we have this system of equation. 2x plus 5y is equal to 3, and 4x minus 5y is equal to 21. What we need to do is we need to eliminate one of the variables. In this case, if you see right here, we have 5y's to be the opposite, exact opposite, okay? So we align the like terms. The x's have to be with the x's, the y's with the y's, and the ones without any variables need to be aligned. And we're going to add them up. We're going to add them up. So 2x plus 4x is 6x. And 5y minus or plus negative 5y would be 0. So that's where we eliminate this one, okay? It's equal to 3 plus 21, 24. Okay, in this case, it will be plus 0, but it is okay if we don't write it down, okay? Because it's a 0. So we end up having 6x, it's equal to 24. To eliminate the 6 and leave the x by itself, we divide it by 6. So we eliminate the 6, we end up with x, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. Right? So in this case, x is equal to 4. When we continue, we need to substitute the 4 in either of the original equations to find the value of y. We do the same thing that we did in substitution, right? We already know that x is 4. So 2 times 4 plus 5y is equal to 3. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 5y is equal to 3. So in this case, we're going to subtract 8 to both sides, right? So 5y is equal to negative 5. So y, we're going to divide both sides by 5 to eliminate the 5. So y would be equal to negative 1. So the solution for this system of equations is 4, negative 1. All right, so it's time for you to do the check. Go ahead and do it by yourself. This check right here, go ahead and pause the video and do it by yourself, all right? All right, you have already solved the check. Let's continue. We can also solve system of equations by elimination by subtracting. When the coefficients of a variable are the same, subtracting the equations will eliminate the variable. When subtracting integers, you add the opposite. The same process is used when subtracting one equation from another. Okay, we have this system of equations. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to the next example. Example number 2. Solve the system of equations by elimination. So if you see, we have exactly the same term right here for the x's. So what do we need to do? We need to subtract them in order for us to eliminate it. So right here, we have 8x, this 8x, and we're going to subtract 8x. So 8x minus 8x is 0, right? And if you see, we flip the signs to all of them, okay? We flip the signs. This one's positive 8x, now it's negative 8x. This was positive y for y, now it's negative for y. This was positive 16, now it's negative 16. So 2y minus 4y is negative 2y. That negative was not so good. Negative 2y. It's equal to 12 minus 16, it's negative 4. All right? Okay. So, what do we need to do now? We need to divide by 2 both sides. Negative 2y divided by negative 2, we eliminate the 2, so we end up with y only. And negative 4 divided by negative 2, it's 2. Now we know that y is equal to negative 2. What we have to do now is substitute that. I mean positive 2. So what we need to do now is we need to substitute that 2 for y in either of the original equations to find the value of x. In this case, we have 8x plus 2y, it's equal to 12. So 8x plus 2, and instead of y, we're going to place a 2. So 8x plus 4, it's equal to 12. We need to subtract 4 to both sides to eliminate the 4. So 8x, it's equal to 12 minus 4, it's 8. Then we divide by 8 both sides to find out that x, it's equal to 1. So our system of equations would be 1, 2. This will be our solution. Okay, so far, when we have in a system of equation opposite coefficients, for example, negative 3x in one of the systems of equations plus 2y equals to 4, and in the other equation we have 3x plus 2y equals to 8. Okay, these ones are opposite, so we use addition. When we use subtraction is when we have exactly the same coefficient and variable. Like in this case, we have exactly the same one, so we use subtraction. What do? We change all the signs for the second equation, okay? And then we add it. Good. Let's continue. Go ahead and pause the video and do the check right here in this same page. All right, so now we have the example number 3. Multiply one equation to eliminate a variable. If you see this system of equations, we don't have the same term or an opposite term. But if we multiply one of the equations, we could have an opposite or the same term. In this case, if we multiply all this equation, all of it, by -2, we would end up having, I'm going to rewrite the one on the top because I'm not doing anything to it. I'm sorry about my letters. We multiply -2 times x is -2x. -2 times 3y, -6y. It's equal to -2 times -5, it's equal to 10. So now we have opposite terms, so we can eliminate one of the variables. Okay? We're going to continue seeing this example. In this example right here, they did that. They multiplied all of one of the equations by -2 in order to get an opposite, right? So when we multiply them, we end up having -2x minus 6y, it's equal to 10. Now, the step 2, it's adding them up, right? Let's add them up right here. So 2 minus 2 is 0. 5 minus 6 is minus y, or minus 1, right? And -13 plus 10, we end up having -3. So now, we have a -1y. What do we need to do to leave the y by itself? Is to divide by -1. -y minus divided by -1 is y. This one's eliminated. And -3 divided by -1 is 3. Okay? The next step is to substitute in one of the original equations y. So x plus 3, and instead of y is 3, equals to -5. Put it up a little bit. It's 3. So x plus 3 times 3, it's 9. It's equal to -5. Now we subtract 9 from both sides, right? X, it's equal to -14. So my system of equations would be -14, 3. That will be my answer, right? Go ahead and pause the video so you can finish the check in the next page. Okay, now let's see example number 4. Sometimes multiplying one of the equations is not enough to eliminate one of the variables. So we must multiply both of the equations to be able to eliminate one of the variables. Right here, the objective is to leave the same term or the opposite term. Okay, for example, right here, we have solved the system of equations by elimination, and we need to multiply both of them. Okay, so one of the terms that we can multiply by is if we multiply both of them by 2 and 3, 3 and -2, we will get our solution. All right, so in this case, we multiply by 3. 3 times 6x is 18x. 3 times 2y is 6y. And 3 times 14 is 42. And we multiply by -2 the other one. -2 times 4x is -4x. -2 plus 3y times 3y, it's -6y. And -2 times 1 is -2. Why did I choose 3 and -2? Because this one's smaller. So it's easier when we multiply, we get smaller numbers. We could also multiply these two by 6 and -4, but we would get bigger numbers, okay? Now, once we have multiplied, we can eliminate. If you see, we have a 6y and a -6y. So we can eliminate that one. When we eliminate it with 0, and 18 minus 8 is 10x, and 42 minus 2 is 40, okay? When we divide it here by 10, okay, we divide it by 10, we find out that x is equal to 4. Now we replace 4 in one of the original equations in order for us to get the value of y. Right here, you can see the example. Instead of x, we put the 4. So 6 times 4 is 24. And plus 2y, it's equal to 14. We subtract 24 to the other side, right here. We subtract it from both sides. Negative 24 in both sides, or subtracting 24. So we end up with 2y, it's equal to -10. When we divide by 2, we end up finding out that y is equal to -5. So my system of equations would be 4, -5. Go ahead and pause the video so you can do the check. Okay, and this is it for today. Tomorrow we'll finish. If you didn't finish, we'll finish. And we're going to do the application on pages 359 and 360 to be able to finish. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow.